Hi, Cancer. This is your reading for the week of March 30th, or when you hear it and it resonates. And of course, it will not be for every Cancer. Cancer, I find it really interesting because as I was tuning into your energy, the cards just kept coming. Play, pleasure, choose, power. And so for me, as I look at this, and as I'm tuning into your energy, what I'm getting is this sense of there's a bit of a line here across the chest that is kind of like an energy line. And what it feels like is that there is maybe a little bit of a disconnect right now for you between your mental processes that are going on that might be a little bit challenging for you and might be somewhat veering towards conflict. And when I say that, I hesitate because it can happen in many different ways, and it doesn't necessarily mean you are in conflict with somebody. It could be that you are contemplating the nature of conflict as a theoretical thing rather than something that's actually happening to you right now. And of course, this is really important, Cancer, for you specifically, because one of the things that many of you have been doing is redefining what love can be, what pleasure is, and what your options are. And a lot of it has been around getting you to focus on your choices so that you can get in touch with what is your desire, as opposed to what sometimes has been somebody else's desire hidden behind you wanting to make sure everything was okay and avoiding conflict. So what you're being told here, Cancer, is now that you've expanded so many of your capacity to feel your own feelings. Now what Spirit is saying is now's your time to choose. Start really making clear choices around things that are pleasurable and allowing yourself to be spontaneous and to go for play. So I feel for you, this is a really, really positive energy right now for you to be in, and that is actually where your power is. Because when you're really leaning into the idea of pleasure as something that does not make us selfish, but actually really enhances our ability to be positive and to work or produce within a context of enjoyment, and also so relationships can be enjoyable rather than something that's threatening, frightening, constricting for you. By moving in the energy and the intention of pleasure, by allowing yourself to be spontaneous, creative, expressive in whatever way feels good to you, by making those kind of choices, that's actually what puts you in touch with your power. Because as you move into the idea of spontaneity, the idea of play as a positive thing, as opposed to something that's judged negatively, what you get to do is you get to lean into that current of energy, which is about creativity and play and intuition and guidance and higher conscious self. It allows you to get out of the ego, because play in its highest form really allows people to just get in touch with something beyond the mental, logical function of things. Even when you're working with a game that involves something such as, well, even something as simple as Scrabble, where it's very clearly this is a word, what you get to do is you get to explore new meanings. So that can take your mind in a completely different direction rather than just ABC. So this is what you're being told. If you're having an inclination to play, whether it's play games, whether it's play by exploring a craft or a hobby, this is really something you're being encouraged to do, and to understand that there is power in that. Because every time you make a choice that allows you to experience pleasure instead of struggle and leans you into play and creativity, the more you are aligning with your high heart, the more you are aligning with the energy that's going to draw to you the kind of relationships that support that in your life. Cancer, I'm going to leave that with you for now. I think that's a lovely, lovely reading. Take care, my dears.